3, 2, 1, go!
Really? On God?
3, 2. I counted you down. Go.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to the DashBack episode 6. This is it's been a while. It's been a minute. It's probably been about 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Since our last episode. Did we do one since Atlas came out or no?
No, we haven't. The last one was pre-Atlas.
Oh boy.
Ever so
Okay.
slightly.
Yeah, and it was also pre-Genesis. We thought about doing an episode before Genesis, but there just kind of wasn't enough to talk about, even though like there's a good amount of things, but it was like we want to get things going for Genesis. We're also prepping ourselves to go, and I think both players put out a pre-Genesis video, or it was Last Stock, I forget who. The guy that does the cool thumbnails. But regardless, we are here. We went to Genesis. It was super fun. We're going to get into that later, but before we do, there has been quite a bit of news. The first thing was the next character coming to Rivals of Aether II is Olympia. And
dude,
man, we got to react live in the whatever theater, the San Jose
San Jose Civic Center
theater. Yeah. And I didn't think we were gonna get a character reveal, honestly. I thought it was like the timing was just way too weird.
So I thought we were gonna get like announcements for the like Rivals Championship series, because I think they had that in their roadmap back when they made that before the game actually launched.
Yeah.
But no, we got character trailer. Absa mains in absolute shambles. Hodan mains.
I was sad about I wish Hodan got in. But this makes sense. I mean, I forget if I talked about this on the show, if it was just like a private conversation I had with you about the identity of the game and what they're really going for. And I predicted I didn't think Olympia was going to be next, but I thought she was going to be one of the sooner rather than later characters. Because I mean, there's no really like, there's no Elianas, you know?
Yeah.
And even like Edelus was pretty cracked in Rivals 1. He was pretty crazy, but it seems he is much more of a standard heavy like grappler sort of character in this game.
Definitely.
So they definitely, for this Mickey Mouse variant is hilarious, by the way. But it definitely seems like they want the game to be more straightforward, simple. They're going for these fighting characters, these hype moments and aura, rather than these complex like Eliana, Sylvanos type characters, which makes a lot of sense early on. How do you feel about Olympia? How do you think she looks?
First of all, biggest takeaway, she's so small.
She's so small.
She's tiny.
She's tiny.
I mean,
like
like
the very first clip they put her next to Crag. If you like as to the very first time she shows up. She's so small, man. It's really, it's kind of crazy to me. I wonder how it's gonna really play out.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. She looks really sick. At first, I was literally flipping off the big projector screen at Genesis when Olympia was shown in game, and there's actually I was not the only person. Someone
really?
Dan recorded this, and then as soon as Olympia, I don't know who it is. But
yeah,
any second.
Yeah, the triple fake out's kind of crazy.
Someone goes to flip off Dan as he's recording this.
Well, they better be in the center of the screen or our cameras are gonna obstruct it. God, that's gotta be so fun. That's hilarious, flipping off the another thing about this reveal trailer is, did you watch damn it, I don't remember. Who was it? What's their name? Sego? Did you watch Sego's reaction video?
Yes, I did.
Holy, what a legendary. Like, I thought the only thing capable of producing such reaction videos was like Smash reveal trailers. Having, lived in that era of Smash Ultimate reveal trailers and Smash 4 reveal trailers. It was really incredible to see that sort of reaction produced for a character this early on. That made me really happy.
Yeah, but what that was all to say about the whole flipping off Dan and everything, is that she actually looks really, really cool in this game. I had
Yep.
no positive experiences with Olympia and Rivals 1. I didn't play that many, but when I did, it was when she was really broken and annoying. But a lot of stuff looks sick. She got the grab back on her side B, which I think could be very, very cool. The crystal throwing stuff also looks really, really sick.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Just so many leaps and dashes that look really, really cool.
yeah.
What is this? Is someone
She's just
recording
is someone
dad
yeah,
pics
taking a picture of
like a
dad
dad
recording.
filming his kid? Yeah, that's actually so true. Dude, he looks like a dad. Is
Like,
he a dad?
yeah.
He has a kid, right? Okay,
Hmm.
yeah. My bad, I forgot. But oh my god, the rivals community is its real child, so to squeak.
Hmm.
Olympia reference because there's a mouse. But yeah, man, she
Yeah,
looks
man.
sick. She looks dope.
I'm excited. April 2nd, she comes out. No idea based on the trailer how good or bad she'll be. I thought Idolist was going to be really, really good based on the trailer, and he not so much. It's not yet.
Really? Based on the trailer?
Yeah. Or I thought he would at least be more like Rivals One Idolist than he is.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember how I felt. I remember seeing the trailer and seeing him in the game and being like, "Oh my god." But Olympia looks pretty sick. I mean, I think she has a sex kick nair right now. Do you know
I
what
think
that
so.
is?
When it gets stronger, the longer it's out.
No, no, no. It's
No.
just like the Mario nair silhouette, like
Oh, gotcha.
initial hit. Yeah. But in R1, it was a two hit move, right? It was a multi hit.
I can't remember.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that was the case. Regardless, Olympia is on her way. Pretty soon too, right? April
Yeah,
2nd is actually really
less than a month away.
it's less than a month away. Yeah. Oh my god. That's crazy. And we're just like we're like 5 weeks past Edalus coming out. So
Yeah,
seems
it
to be
feels pretty
pretty good.
soon.
It makes
I guess they
sense. It
they did
makes a lot
say
of
they were gonna
sense.
do it like 4 characters a year, 1, like, winter, summer or winter, spring, summer, fall, but I didn't expect I don't know, it just felt really short from Etalus. I guess it was
Yeah.
mid-January, not the beginning,
I
and this is the
think no,
beginning of
yeah,
April, but it makes
he was
sense.
I would say he's late January. He was like
Yeah,
he was like 22nd or something, right? 23rd. So
maybe.
I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that the game is still pretty new, so they're like, sooner rather than later is pretty cool. And
Mhm.
just for it to make sense with the timing of Genesis, because Genesis was at a really awkward time this year for this sort of thing, where it would be tough to announce a character. They just didn't want that much downtime. There's like 6 weeks
Yeah,
for between the announcement and the reveal, which it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool. So cool. She looks really good. She looks really
I'm
good. She looks
excited.
really hype. Let's move on real quick to talk about some of the pre-Genesis things that we didn't get to cover because we haven't done an episode in 6 weeks. The first being that Rivals 2 is going to be at Evo this year, which is
Yeah.
really exciting. Really, really exciting.
I remember when this was, like, actually, like, a few days after we did our last episode.
Oh yeah.
I was not expecting this, and it's part of the extended lineup, which is just, like, everything except it's, like, not the grand finals just on, like, Saturday and not Sunday or something like
Yeah.
that. But everything else it's all official Evo stuff, so very, very, very excited about that, and
I'm super excited.
trying and people are trying to convince me to go.
I mean, yeah, I'm one of
The
those people,
voices.
even though I don't really know if I want to go myself. We're just going to a lot this year. We're just already doing a lot.
A
And
lot
it's
of
like, damn.
things.
But Evo is so sick, prestiged tournament that it is. I always make a point to watch some of Sunday. At least the Street Fighter day 3 is always super sick. Some legendary moments. It's really great to have rivals in the fray. Um,
100%.
especially like it's so weird because without Smash hasn't been at Evo for a while. And
Yep.
I bore witness live to do you know about the Evo 20 it wasn't 2019. I think Evo 2018 Smash 4 um incident.
No, I do not.
You haven't heard about
I've
this?
not
Oh my
heard.
goodness. Well, there were 2 Bayonettas in the grand finals, and what they did is her neutral B is a gun charging projectile, and they stood on opposite sides of the stage and they held down the charge for pretty much an entire game. And
Wow.
like the MC went and like interviewed them mid game. It was a really everyone hated it. I mean, much has been said about that Evo controversy. I'm not here to
Yeah.
say anything here
We
or
don't care
there,
about
but
Smash 4 here.
regardless, Smash hasn't been at Evo in a very long time, and that kind of in my head was like, okay, Evo is a trad fighter event, and platform fighters just don't really exist there. And that's clearly not the case. It reminded me about Nintendo and their
Yeah.
relationship with Smash rather than Evo and their identity with
I
with
think
platform
Evo
fighters.
has like
So
the people have said that they want Smash, but Nintendo doesn't want Smash at an event that Sony owns, which is unfortunate. But at least we got
super
rivals.
sad. Yeah. Doesn't Pokimane own Evo? You
I
didn't know
didn't think
this?
so. No, I thought
Okay.
she had like cookies.
Yeah. You talk about Frosty Faustings. I'm gonna look
Let's
up
talk
if
about
Pokimane.
Frosty freaking Frostings. StarGG, they value my privacy. This was the first event we got to see Marlon back in action. He won the thing flawlessly. It wasn't the highest caliber tournament, but he did play against Bobber. Went solo Edalus. Um, not a ton more to say about that. Again, a small event. We want to get through these ones before we get over to Genesis, the meat and potatoes of this year episode.
Yeah, I just sent you a sorry, forgive me for
Oh,
AI overviewing, but yeah, Pokimane co-owns Evo, because owns the she owns RTS
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
as
yeah.
yeah. So
Cool. You have anything to
that's
say
cool.
about Frosty Faustings?
Not really. I
Faustings?
watched the top 8 back like when it
Mm-hmm.
happened. I have very very little to say about it.
Yeah.
It was like Marlon Wanda he came back looking great. I
Mm-hmm.
think I kind of as we all expected him to or they're more like this was kind of going to be the signifier of did Marlon fall off or not. I thought the answer
Yeah.
was like pretty solidly going to be not because I mean he's still got to grind with a lot of players, but nothing
Yeah.
too crazy. Shout out Mr. Watch and Learn. Shout out Zach with a Q, keeping force burn on the map.
Boys Burn also won doubles at this event,
Yeah,
which was pretty hype. But then we had another event that was just before Genesis, Wrath. The first
Wrath.
Wrath? There's
Good
been
question. I'd not heard of this
Yeah, I think it
event. I don't
is
think.
the first. There's been a lot of tournaments that I'm hearing for the first time, as like not someone super involved or in following the different Smash
Yeah.
games. So like I hear like a tournament like this, and I'm like, oh, it's probably been around for a while, but I think this was the first, and it was pretty stacked. We got to see Luck back in action
Hmm.
again for the first time since like LACS. Maybe he played in like a coin box after, but he did super well to come second, beat ZB in grands or
Or
in lower
in
finals
losers.
rather.
Yeah.
Left a
Yeah.
cake in grands, of course.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, big takeaway from this was ZB beat Switch, right?
yes,
Yeah. Game
overcoming that
5.
demon of like 4 tournaments in a row getting eliminated by Switch.
Yeah. And Switch is a player that I didn't watch too many. I think I watched Grands and I watched ZB Switch.
Hmm.
But I want to go back and watch like Switch Luck and stuff because Luck and Switch are 2 players that have missed out for a while. I really missed seeing Switch at Genesis. I really wish he was there. Although Stango was kind of playing like Switch incarnate, so we
Yeah,
kind of got
I'd
that.
agree
But
with that.
regardless, Switch is a really interesting player, one that I really enjoy watching. And this was kind of like a precursor, just like kind of like form check, I think, for Genesis. And
Definitely,
Cake Assault looking great, coming in, dropping. I'm assuming only that one game to Luck.
I believe
Yeah,
so. Yeah, good
looking
stuff.
pretty great.
And there was one
Cool.
other tournament just before Genesis, an online FlyQuest Fighters series bracket. That was really interesting. It does the ladder format. They've done like I think they've done like one of these a week. But this one had like an
Mm,
$800 prize pool, and it was very, very stacked, as you can see.
yeah.
Marlin, Soul Rifle, Cake. I thought maybe no be bats in this one, but we had Elkies, Asashi.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy.
and bad
Uh,
Zeus, Apple Whiz, like even
yeah,
Human Lime. Yeah, fuck it, Human
Human Lime's
Lime,
been
get
he's
in
been
there,
doing
bro.
good
Yeah,
recently.
super good
But
stuff.
the biggest takeaway, Marlon won this. Cake got like fourth or something, but it's online Cake is
It's
a very
Wi-Fi
different
cake. It's
beast.
Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
But the biggest thing to me was Zeus taking a game off Marlin, or taking a set off Marlin in the ladder. Um, maybe if I'll do this instead.
Yeah, I've never seen a ladder on Start before, so
Um,
I'm very, very unfamiliar. I mean, I can kind of understand the premise, but
he has lost 0-2 to Zeus in pool
that's
in
kind of
round one.
crazy. That's
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
in ladder. So that I pretty sick. Zeus stocks continue to rise.
Also, Larry Lur taking a game off Marlin is kind of crazy to me, but yeah, that's
No,
my
I think
co-streamer.
no, Marlon won that.
It said 2-1 on the thing you just had pulled up.
Yeah, but it's in the green. He lost 0-2 to Zeus. It's stupid. It starts a bad website.
Wait. What ladder pool 1 round 1? Larry Lur 2-1 under Human
Yeah,
Lime?
this yeah, but it's green and Marlon won it 2-1.
Yeah, I'm saying Larry Lur took a game, which is
Oh, I thought
crazy.
you said it took a set.
No.
My mistake.
I'm saying my co-streamer took a
Hmm.
game off of Marlin, so
That
that was
is
really
kind of
crazy.
crazy.
All right. A little bit confused we are, but FlyQuest Fights here is always super fun. Seems like a vibe. Let's go ahead and move on to some of the updates that this
Patch
game
notes.
has gotten. The patch notes, uh, dude, I don't. It's been so long. I don't even remember. Did we cover? Is this the Marthritis patch or no?
We covered the Marthritis patch.
Okay.
Um, this one, I don't even remember what was in this, but I do remember the new menu overhaul, hilarious Edla skin.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I think this is yeah, this one
Okay.
was
Yeah.
all just
There's
bug
minimal
fixes.
changes.
Who
Minimal
cares?
changes. Yeah.
Um, this we got the post Genesis update. Did I miss one? I thought there was no, I
No.
wouldn't have.
Yeah. No. No.
We
You did.
got Tony freaking Tail Slide, infamous Rivals One pet now added as a raster skin.
I
Um,
love it.
I really enjoyed these new trial game modes that I'll zoom in on. Um, I know they talked about they wanted to add this kind of stuff from the very beginning, and it's cool to see like we got target tests, obviously just from arcade mode, but now we can grind that without having to go through all the other arcade mode steps. I've been really enjoying eye break. I've been like using it to practice landing like reverse hit bear as force burn. I like just try to use the one move, the one hitbox on every eye. It's been
Okay.
very good practice, I've found.
I haven't played it. I mean, I got sucked in by Target Test
Hmm.
pretty fast. I was like, I'll check it out. I ought to do the Claire and Target Test, and then I decided I was going to do it till I got sub 10-second, and that took like 4 hours and I didn't get it. I literally had to give up cuz my hands hurt. Um so that kind of ruins my day. But no, I love to see them pushing out these single player game modes. It seems to add like we have a lot of friends, you and I, who don't really care for the really competitive aspects, but still love playing
Hmm.
this game. And I think these game modes, even though they're sort of small, like we're still a ways off from that story mode, that single player, right? But
Yeah.
these are really good additions, regardless. Also, shout out skin preview.
Yes. I've been
Thank
wanting this since the
God, skin
beginning, and
preview.
I'm very glad. I honestly didn't expect it anytime soon since it
Yeah,
wasn't at launch, but it's so nice to be able to just
yeah.
get a nice preview. You can see all the palettes. Very good
Rotate
stuff.
around, super sick. There were some. God,
Going into the
I'm just
balance
trying to
changes.
remember. Yeah, the balance changes because
This
there were a couple. There were some force burn nerfs, right?
There were some smaller Forsberg nerfs, some Rano nerfs. Did he also get buffs? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
No,
No, okay.
everyone
I'm
got their
just
new low hitbox added, which
yep,
like helps like a low profile sort of maple, and also I imagine it's prep for Olympia coming in,
yep,
being as
definitely.
tiny as she is.
I think one of the biggest changes, bless you,
Thank you.
is definitely the raster sort of rework,
Yeah.
where instead of slipstream needing to hit your opponent, it now doesn't need to anymore, like it did in Rivals One and in the betas. But instead, now if you get hit, if you go into any kind of knockback or get grabbed, then the slipstream goes away. And I think it's been playing raster has been way more fun since this change happened, and it seems to
Oh,
be
it's a
relatively
sick
positive
change.
reception.
It's an awesome change. It's really nice. I think that um against raster, it gets to a point where it's I guess sort of the level I'm at. I was at a level where I was like, okay, I'm gonna parry every single one, and I
Hmm.
tried to for a bit, and I was like mildly successful. And then I started to think about like other aspects of the matchup. The mental stack is just way too much, so I sort of let it just like hit me, and
Yeah.
whatever, we'll deal with it later. And now dealing with it later is as simple as gaining an advantage, and then you don't have, and then it just nullifies slipstream. I think it's an incredible change. I think it is allows Raster to tap into those strengths still, but
Hmm.
also just makes it convenient to counterplay as
Yeah.
opposed to
I
like,
think the biggest
yeah,
thing is that now there's rasters don't need to feel the need to like first land a slipstream, then start an engagement,
yeah.
and it results in a much less campy play style, which I very much enjoy.
Hmm.
Um, couple fleet changes that haven't really seemed to thread the needle from what I can tell. Mystery Soul did just win a tournament, move the needle, not thread it, but
I think this is good
some nice
stuff.
stuff.
I think it's really pretty palpable. I mean, the dash speed is that shit matters.
Mhm.
The forward strong mid hit is I don't know, they're just good quality of life. You're right. It's
Yeah.
not like moving mountains, but I think I have felt the effects um personally, even if it's only a minor thing.
Little more. Yep. We got some like consistency changes for Maple. They added like specific. Well, you get different like knockbacks depending on your character, so that combos or things that are supposed to link into each other actually do consistently. Um, so good for Maple players. You can kill people more. Good job.
Yeah, let's move on.
Congrats.
I don't like looking at this
All right, all
character right
right.
now. We'll
Want
talk
to talk
about
about
her
the Claren
later.
nerfs?
Oh, dude, no, Claren. Oh man, it's not
I'm
that
gonna shrink
crazy.
us real quick.
Oh, you wanna make us a little shorter?
I'm gonna make us.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'll talk about Claren while you fiddle with that. It's it's a damn shame. That I mean, so pretty much Claren has a mechanic that a lot of people don't really have like verbalized in their brain, which is that if you land multiple tippers and the strength exceeds a certain threshold, then it doesn't like they don't you don't go through tipper stun, you just get
Mhm.
like knockbacked. And they sort of reduced this is sort of like a simplification, but they've reduced the threshold for that so that her combos are a lot less cutscene e,
Mhm.
and it's it open it kind of got rid of some things that I really liked, like tipper back throw down air doesn't lead to follow-ups anymore. Not true, at least. I used to like juggling people with tipper jab with like baby dashes, just like kind of going around, but that's not a thing anymore. And these were things that I was like sad about at first because I was like, they're not broken. Like you can counter tipper back throw dare by breaking the special pummel, and you can counter the jab juggling by pressing your stick in any direction. And so this oh man, I just remembered this is also the hit pause formula update.
Oh
But
right.
regardless,
Yeah.
yeah, they changed some tippers. They made it just a lot less annoying to play against, and they took away her up air sour spot juggles were kind of absurd, and you would usually eat like 4 or 5 of them before you
Yeah.
could DI in a way that meant that you wouldn't get hit. So they took that away. The hit stun multiplier reduced it rather, and made it a lot more precise, a lot harder, a lot more forgiving, and that's kind of it.
How have you
Crouch
felt about
canceling a
the
tipper
crouch cancel changes?
around tipper. I find like it doesn't really. Uh, I don't think I was good enough to really have
Yeah.
it massively affect. I mean, they made this comboed with making our tipper jab always auto crouch cancelable is a
Mhm.
pretty big deal. Like I find people like my jabs just bouncing off people and getting reversal hit, so that kind of matters. Um, but other than that, I mean it's a pretty big change on paper. That's pretty good for you if you're playing against Claren, but I haven't really felt massive effects as the Claren player. I feel like if I get a good advantage, the advantage doesn't really change.
Yeah.
Um, seems pretty niche.
Cool.
IMO.
What did they
Cool.
change with locks?
They made his hurt boxes a little bit bigger.
Right, right,
Just
right. To
to
match
help
a lot of the
alleviate him.
animations.
They nerfed jab one, which is I'm gonna be real. I feel like he needed it, but
Hmm.
whatever. It was a very very good move, so that's fine.
Yep.
Then some like quality of life changes with the lava pools just to make it more worthwhile and give you rewarded more. Force burn, we
Burn.
love force burn nerfs, just some damage tweaks and
Yeah,
the
honestly,
short
so
hop
this
speed.
short hop speed thing, the biggest difference I noticed is that I can like now short hop, down air, and fastball, and it doesn't like cancel the back hit. That's basically as much as I've felt about this Forsberg nerf, but just some damage. He does a lot of damage with a lot of his moves. Um, so
Yeah.
I'm fine with any nerfs. Edalis.
Edalis. Should we talk about Edalis as a character right now as well?
Let's do it.
Because I think me and a lot of other people looked at these patch notes, and it's the most in the patch by far, but we looked at it and we were like, that's not really enough. Edalis dropped and was pretty much instantaneously universally regarded as dog shit. I
Hmm.
think he is in a lot of people's minds fighting as a bottom two contender in the game with Fleet.
Yeah.
Um, and I personally would have Fleet above just because Float's still broke. Just Fleet still has crazy strengths.
Hmm.
Edalis is a character that it seemed like looked like he was going to be a lot like his Rivals One counterpart. Really, really fast, really force interactions with the whole dash attack and the ice and just being slippery. But with the addition of shields, something we saw as a downside for Edalis was if you're shielding on the ice, you slip and slide all around. And this can make your moves a little bit more safe, but it also makes your opponent's moves more safe on the ice. And I believe they did something to change. They did something regarding his friction on the ice. Could you remind me what it was
Might
on
have
this
been in a
patch?
previous
Oh, it was just
patch.
his neutral special. They just made it so he didn't
Oh yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
slide everywhere. So I
This
don't know.
yeah.
He's hard to wrap your head around. I personally feel like he has a lot of room for development. I feel like there's a lot
Mhm.
of stuff that hasn't been discovered. I think his strengths haven't been fully tapped into. His forward air is a ridiculous move. His like nair hitfall stuff is still exists. I think on a lot of characters. It's just his weaknesses are really bad. He gets edge guarded, he gets blown up. He's big, but he's not as
Mhm.
heavy as the other guys. Yeah.
I think so. I'm an Edalist believer in that I believe he can get like fifth, maybe seventh,
At a
um,
major,
at a major. Yeah,
a
I
solo
I
Edalis.
solo Edalist.
I
I
think you're
think
smoking crack. I think this
I
is a 17th at
I've
best.
been I've been looking around at some of the so I watched at Genesis. I watched full stream and Plup Atlas Ditto for like 15 minutes, and there's something there. And eventually, I think Plup switched over to Maple, and then full stream stayed Atlas. But she also did in bracket, which we'll get to that way later.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a bit of a believer. He's definitely got some strengths. The up special is the thing that's being explored the most right now. how that can be used to add a
Yeah.
shield, but also just uh, with his wave dash, or technically wave land, I guess. I was also watching LP and Zeke playing some They were VOD reviewing Zeke's Edalus, and I was learning some stuff. But fair,
Wait.
very
Did
good.
El-
Dare, very
was
good. LP
was
was coaching.
Zeke? Okay, that's what I was going.
Yeah.
Zeke asked LP for coaching on the Edel.
Hmm.
Does Zeke play Edalus?
Yeah. Or
Like,
he's an Edalus believer at this point. He mostly plays Forsburn,
okay,
but
that's what I
he's
thought.
he's on the
Okay,
Edalus train. He's been on the
cool,
Edalus
man.
train.
Yeah, sure, dude.
Um,
Sure.
so is he good?
No,
No.
no,
Could he
absolutely
be?
not.
Does he have room to be explored? I think so. So I look forward to seeing, because there's definitely some good stuff.
There's definitely some good stuff. I think you're talking about that up out of shield. I super agree. I think it's something that even for like tech chases, I've been tech chased like in the corner, and then they'll do like a short hop and then up B, and my get up attack whiffs, but their
Mhm.
up B still covers every option. But that's pretty niche. I think Edalus up special down special is kind of the most hilarious kill confirm in the
Mhm.
game. I don't think it has much competition, but like we're talking about like the silly bear with like some strong stuff, like fighting up against Goku's. Like
Yeah.
this game is crack. Like you're telling me an Edalus is gonna beat a Zetterburn ever? Like you're crazy. I think you're crazy if you think that's ever seriously gonna
You can
happen in
edge
a
guard
meaningful
Zetter.
way. Dude, no, it's just not enough. It's just not enough. You have to
Really,
get
just
him
get him
off
off
stage
stage.
first.
You got it.
I mean,
Just
Zetterburns be putting themselves off stage for no reason sometimes,
yeah.
but it's just
I've,
not.
people.
No,
He's got a lot. Like they were LP and Zeke were saying that like Claren
yeah,
Edalus is like 90-10 for Claren.
it is.
Um,
It
which
is.
is, yeah.
It really is. It's
So
crazy.
I think he's got potential. He's got
Edalus, he actually, I tell you what he dropped. He kind of made history. He gave Loxodon his first winning matchup in the game, which is, pretty huge actually. Loxodon was starving before, but now has a
yeah.
pretty comfortably winning matchup IMO. So Edalus, we're hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'm there
I
with
am
you. He's just
I
really bad.
am yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's
Cool.
one more thing that yet to be released. The Ether Legends skin bundle. We're not getting a full trailer for this one, I guess. Um,
That's
or maybe
fine.
it'll come when the patch comes out. Regardless, these skins look sick as
It'll come out.
hell.
Yeah, it'll come when the patch comes out. Yeah, these are
Demigod Arcane, the Emperor Locks, the what do they call him? Eternal
Ranger Fleet.
Emperor.
Oh,
Eternal
Eternal
Emperor,
Emperor. Sorry, I
Ranger
thought you
Fleet,
said
yeah.
yeah.
Some cool stuff. And then Forsburn, Smoke Clan for
Smoke
Forsburn.
Clan.
I think this is my favorite collection yet.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Hmm.
I have I want to see the alts. I want to see the alts on some of these skins.
Hmm.
It's no secret. I'm kind of exposing myself here live for everyone. My taste in skins and cosmetics is rather strange. I
Stupid,
think stupid, a lot of people would
dumb,
say.
avant-garde.
I just don't really get it. I just don't really get these skins. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Like personally, I
Maybe a bit
don't.
of a tangent. What do you think about Smite 2.0 and Valorant?
I think they look great. They can get yellow. Wait, really? Like, have you
Yeah,
seen that they
that's
go
pretty sick.
yellow?
I
That's
like the
pretty
hammer,
sick.
low
The
key,
Vandal
but
looks cool. I hate the hammer. Hammer looks stupid as fuck. But like,
whatever.
oh my god. Like, okay, sorry. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to see some of the alts. I think it's good. This is really a lot of people love it. I think this is going to be like the best Loxodon skin like forever for a while. It's
Mhm.
so sick. The
I mean, this
Multimax
is the
is
skin
so
people have
sick.
been waiting for, like, since before the game came out.
Yeah,
And
I think
also, I
so.
want to say what's very cool is I think like the Ranger Fleet's obviously the least like involved skin of this whole collection.
Yeah.
But it's actually the Forsburn one that's part of the free path, which I think it is
Mhm.
pretty cool.
I think that's
Also,
dope.
also like fourth event in a row with a Forsburn skin. So
Yeah, shout outs. I don't know. They're doing something. Orcane, my problem with the Orcane skin is he just has so many incredible skins he has to compete with, I think. I think
mhm,
Axolotl Orcane will always be one of the best skins in the game.
yeah.
And like with the dinosaur one, and the Genesis one is so
I
dope.
love the
It's
Genesis
it's
one.
super sick. So that's my thing. We'll have to wait to see
Mhm.
some alts because I'm a slut for some colors. I'll tell you that. So
Put that on the record. Menderbug slut for colors.
regardless, it looks super sick. It is time for us to jump in to the meat of the episode. A mere what, like 40 minutes in, or
Yep.
30 minutes.
We covered a lot in those 35 minutes.
It's true, but now it's
We
time
covered
to talk about Genesis X2 Tournament of the Year. We were in
what a
attendance
tournament.
with our good friend Randy. I mean, where the fuck, like,
Where do
where
we
do we even
start?
start? Can we start with our experience? Like,
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
let's cover it. So, we're East Coast. Our travel day was 11 hours. The main flight was 6 hours. I was in the middle seat both ways. It sucked.
I got
Like,
uploaded to
it was
Comfort
miserable.
Plus on the flight home.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. At least I got the emergency exit lane, so I had leg room, but I was
Mhm.
between two like insanely buff gentlemen, and they were friends, like they were flying together, but neither of them
Mhm.
wanted the middle. So I was like, they took the armrests. It was just like I was very cramped on the way home, but I was so exhausted. It didn't really get to me. I was more like
Yeah.
concerned with how tired I was. This is our playing on the screen, our mini vlog. Is a short little 2.5 minute little some highlights. You know, we didn't do like a structured like day one, day two, like hey guys,
Mhm.
what's up? Welcome to the vlog. But just some like some
Some
awesome
bits and
silly moments.
bobs.
Yeah, we had a lot of it was a real good time.
It was
Oh
very,
man.
very fun. I think you
Like
might have also seen we did a little mini interview here with Cake. We also did one with ZB and Ion. I'll be editing those in the coming days, getting those out in short form. So stay tuned for that. They were very, very fun. Some very silly answers.
mhm.
If you haven't already seen the one that we showed in this, I
Oh my
check it out
god.
because
He for
I mean,
real
you know
said
what?
that.
Shall we share?
Yeah, yeah. Can you get audio going on the
Hmm.
yeah, please.
This was a great question, by the way, that you came up with.
Thank you.
Almost makes up for the other one.
Wait, we came up with all the questions that
Now,
morning.
I would
Yeah.
like you to take a little bit trip. Imagine your dream house for me. Big old living room, chandelier, chocolate fountain. What Rivals of Aether II character would you imagine taxidermied mounted on the wall?
A really fat, like pregnant looking fleet.
A pregnant fleet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that like every day since that
No,
was
that was
Saturday.
what we were saying. Like every single we would be like in an elevator, there would be a silence or
Mhm.
a lull. We would be like, he really said that the pregnant fleet, right?
And so
Like we didn't
fast. He said it
and
so fast.
snap answer. It was crazy. So I
He's like,
mean
"Oh yeah,
he's a fast
like a
thinker. He's a fast
massive
thinker.
fat
Best in the world.
pregnant fleet." Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So shouts out
Uh
Cake for
super
that, I
pregnant, like
guess.
third term pregnant. Okay. Regardless, holy shit, he said that. But that's
Yeah,
the goat. Thanks for the
that's my
content. We
new
appreciate
Roman.
that. He's really helping out the little
He
dogs
is.
out here. Bracket was super fun. I entered Ultimate, and it was the first time I played Ultimate since Rivals 2 came out. And holy shit, that game sucks. Like, listen, listen, I have over 1,000 hours in that game easily. Whoa, wow! I was like kept trying to moonwalk and baby dash. And I mean that's on me, but I don't know.
Mhm.
It's neither here nor there. We both you
Me? Oh,
in
me?
Rivals 1, you got
Oh, me?
13th. You
Oh,
got
what's this?
13th in Rivals 1.
Is this
What the hell are you doing
how
getting
do whoa.
13th in Rivals 1?
Well, I think for this I have to shout out the one and only Cheesy Potato,
Yes, the
who
illustrious, the
beat
talented.
me on the secondary stream in Rivals 2 on Friday, and then DQ'd after losing to Anti in Rivals 1 to get me into top 13. So shouts
Let's
out.
go 3-2 for 13th.
We
That
love that.
is
We love that. My proudest accomplishment.
you outplaced your seed by like +5, I think. So, good stuff.
There we go.
Good stuff. The main bracket was a little different for you. You go 1-2?
Yeah, 1-2. Yeah,
Cool. Cool, cool,
give a
cool.
shit.
I went 3-2. I was one hit away from making it out of pools on loser side in what is like the most
Proud of it. Yeah, out of
tragic
round one.
Yeah,
rules.
oh man, but like that set may never see the light of day. If we eventually open up, like years down the line, we do some like exclusive member content, then I'll
Mhm.
post my
Or
losing
sets.
game because it is
It's
one of the
trash.
biggest throws in gaming history, and I was so I was so sad after. I was so sad. I
I do
mean, just
think to
like,
to to just cut you a little bit of slack, the Maple also had quite a few throws that you played.
yeah. You think so? They
Oh
weren't
yeah,
as bad as mine.
probably not. They
It
probably weren't
was
like a different button away.
yeah, it was spaghetti fest. Dude, last hit, last stock Maple is a superhero. How does she's so fucking fast and just like you're always at risk of getting tech chase strong attack tools. I guess you can say
Yeah,
for any character, but it's like,
but
oh
no, but
my
it's like
god, it's
so much
different.
different.
It's crazy. And just like if you get hit by a tether confirm, you just have to watch it happen. It's so depressing. It's so heartbreaking. Good stuff to all my opponents, but
Mhm.
I bowed out at a humble 129th, which
Not
out
not
of
bad.
512, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it. I'm on
Yeah,
the up
as you
from
should
an
be.
O tour. I was a Smash player, O tour for like 8 years. And yeah, I really, really have been trying to put in the work in this game. And a day two would have been great. It would have made me feel incredible, even if I went out the next match. But uh, I didn't deserve it. I'm not there yet, but I will get there. I will get there. Mark my words. I will win Genesis 14. Genesis X5.
Genesis
I will
X5.
win. I will
Menderbug
win
will
it.
win,
Menderbug,
and I will commentate
Gary commentating with
with
Wisely,
me and Wisely
and I'm in Grands with
and Dan. It's a TriCast.
it's a TriCast.
And I'm
And it's
high, and
and
Dan's
you're
drunk, and Dan's hungover, and Wisely's really carrying us, and
right.
that's
Yeah,
what's gonna happen.
Wisely is like the
Wisely,
mother.
yeah.
Dan wasn't supposed to be on comms, he was supposed to be Walt, but he's
Mhm.
playing me in grand finals. So it's
Menderbug
like a
turned
June
down for
bug.
Walt.
Menderbug turned down for Walt. Genesis X5 grand finals is like a June bug situation where he's supposed to cast the top 8, but
Yep,
he made
of
it to
course,
top 8.
but he made it
So
to top 8. So
they had to get someone in,
awkward.
and it was Dan. He said, "I'll do it," but he was hungover. But he made the game, so we
Mhm.
made him do it. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
we're talking about the main bracket now.
yeah. Let's
Yeah,
get
this is a
into
good
it.
idea because
Holy what a
obviously
privilege to be in the venue, being to watch all these matches.
this was insane, and this event was so stacked. I was going
Yeah,
through just the looking through all the games, and like the people who got like 13th, like 17th. It was a crazy stacked
25th
bracket from
for
start to finish, but
Pikmon.
it beat. I mean, we got to address the new elephant in the room, to use the metaphor we were using last time, and that's freaking Plup, bro.
Yeah, because on one hand you got
Welcome to the Plup Club, everybody. Sign up for your membership. It's we watched Plup at LACS and we thought, damn, this guy can play the game, but I didn't think it was gonna be quite like this. It's really insane because even you interviewed Kakasol and you were like, who are
Yeah.
you looking out for in Genesis? And one of the names was Plup, and we were like,
I mean, what he said was Plup and Stango, and him, Plup, Stango was the top 3.
yeah,
So listeners of Wrong Tree Esports, you're in the know.
you knew
essentially.
early, so
This
hit
was
the bell.
expected, is what I'm saying.
Hit the bell so that you don't miss out on future top 3 shenanigans. But I mean, and I expect he said that, and I'm like, okay, Plup, he's been grinding. He might be the best Maple in the world. He might just show off some Maple, hopefully get her nerfed. Get
Oh.
some things on the map.
Also, yeah, no, sorry, you finish.
I was just gonna say, I like the manner in which he was able to, like, on day 2, the 3-0 over Marlin to
Yeah.
get into top 6 winners was what really had me like, holy shit, he's gonna win, like, straight up. If he did that, and Plup and Cake said he's scared, Cake referred to him in a tweet after day 2 as the Beast.
Beast, yeah.
So yeah, this guy Plup, he
He's
knows how to
crazy.
play.
And he also not just a maple. We saw in doubles when he was playing with Danny, he was on Arcane, and then against Ion, he went Arcane and still 3-0'd, and he looks so good on that character too. But it's so nice to finally. Everyone's been calling Maple like the best character, top 2 characters in the game since release, and now we finally have someone to show for it, which is
Yeah.
cool. This character is so strong, and Plup is so good with her.
Yeah.
I also think so. He's been playing a lot with full stream, and I
Yeah.
think it's been really good to get Forsburn practice because full stream has been maining Forsburn, little secondary Atlas here and there, as Plup's also secondary Atlas, or I guess tertiary Atlas.
Yeah.
But getting some good practice, I think, is very valuable. When you're playing quite Cake twice. He 3-0'd Cake in grand finals, 3-0'd Marlin, 3-0'd Ion,
Yeah.
3-0'd Elkies,
Yeah.
3-2'd Soul
Jesus
Rifle.
Christ.
What happened there?
What happened was Soul Rifle was playing Rivals 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna tell it how it is.
Anyways.
The Plup came out demonstrating just like a real mastery of what it means to, I think, have stage control. Had some of the sickest down airs, but because it's such a niche move, we didn't really get to see it. Plup's F tilts, I think, were some of the best usage of any move I've ever seen in the entire game. Really just holy shit. This guy will F tilt you, he'll make it look good. Had like, all the tether stuff down, had some really creative combos. I mean, it's insane. It's really is reminiscent. Plup is someone who understands systems. I mean, Plup was a melee player before. Do you know how he I don't, do you know what characters he found success with in melee?
I know he started with Samus, didn't he?
He started with Samus,
and
then he moved over to Luigi.
Luigi.
So this guy understands his win conditions. He understands what it means to pressure the opponent. He understands like what it means to hold stage control. It was a rather dominant tournament run from Plup. I mean, the closest set was the game 5 in winners finals against Cake.
Yeah, I think in the winners finals against Cake, which I think I have up here. Yeah, where I think there's a world we could have seen Cake take this if he doesn't whiff a down strong punish on the special getup, which we're gonna see in a little bit on this game here. But this was the closest game, and then grand finals was an absolute domination. But just looked like for at least this tournament that he was on another level that like Cake just wasn't prepared for. No one was prepared for.
I'm really one thing. It's hard to find. Okay, this tournament that had so many players that I watched all of Plup sets, but I didn't really analyze them. Like, I guess I should have done my prep work, but this morning I was analyzing Asashi VODs, who I'm very excited to talk about. It just seemed like when I was watching Plup, like every single button press was foretold by a prophecy of some god, and that's really what it felt like. It's super dominant. I think I really love how this puts into perspective. Like
it was right here. He whiffs the down strong punish, and then he loses this game, obviously.
That could have been it. That could have been the stock he needed to get back into it. But
because he doesn't kill for a long time after.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So Plup putting melee on the map as like a top contender in this community crossover, because like think about the melee players, right? We think about Plup took some pretty good sets before this. Mango is ranked demon, has some really good coin box placements. Cody Schwab is an incredible player. It was really, it was saddening to see him not compete in Rivals here at this tournament, but both him and Spargo are like, number one. I mean, Cody's number 2 right now, but Zane wasn't there. So number 1 in their respective games. They didn't enter Rivals to focus on their main game, which, you can't really fault them for. It's just like, it kind of sucks to not be able to see him, but holy Plup came out here, decided like Rivals is my focus for the weekend, and then
Yeah,
he kind of swept through the bracket.
it was
So
crazy.
cool. Let's move on. We got a lot of players that I really want to
Yeah.
dive into
Oh
here. So
yeah.
let's talk about Cake Assault, our second
Mhm.
place. Pretty
Here's
pretty good.
I mean, obviously he looked very, very good. Pretty much until he faced Plup. I think he didn't show a lot like of brand new stuff necessarily.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about something I noticed that was kind of a weakness of his,
Mm.
which was his recoveries. And it's specifically in that Plup set, we saw a number of times where he would just try to upbeat to ledge from below. He while still having like maybe he still had air dodge, maybe even still had wall jump, and then just gets ledge hogged by Plup. And that wasn't really going punished in a lot of other games, but it was a pretty big weakness, I think, in that set. And I was watching Soul Rifle Plup, which thankfully they had a set. It wasn't on stream, but they had a bunch of setups that were recorded, so you can watch that game now. And Soul Rifle was recovering very differently. He was going low and then using like wall jump, B reverse down B back to the ledge. Then he would like air dodge up and then double jump with like a rising aerial to get back to stage or ledge. And it was way he died so much less at such early percents. You saw Cake in that Plup set die at like 30 multiple times. So a bit of a weakness for him. But in pretty much every other game, he looked like the same old Cake.
Yeah. I can agree with that. It's not something I was super keen to, but definitely I was watching Soul Rifle Asashi, and Soul Rifle doesn't cut corners. You know, he's going to milk all his resources for all it's worth. He's going to get all those openings where I think Cake is a much more fundamental sort of control the stage, apply the pressure sort of player. So I'm that makes sense, and I'm going to take your word for it. And those really are the margins that you need to get all you can, both for Plup as the edge guarder and for Cake as the recovery, so to speak.
Mhm.
So yeah, I other than that, I think one, if I had to say, there were so many banger sets, but one set that I really recommend people check out is Cake Assault Durai.
Yes.
It was their practice partners. Durai has been on the up, and despite like let me pull up the bracket because I don't think he placed exactly
He got
how he wanted
17th,
to.
losing to he lost to ZB and Cake for
Yeah,
17th, which is
he lost to
rough.
ZB and Cake for 17th. That's super rough, especially like if you watch back the Cake set. I thought he was really, really close
Yeah.
to making it. I think he kind of tossed game one and
Jules
then
Vale.
like
Look at the
lost
movement.
and like an unfortunate punish game two.
Mhm.
And it's just it was really sad. It's really really sad to lose to second and fifth for 17th, you know.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think Durai is a player that you're gonna want to look out for. Has been on the grind, and I really really loved what I was seeing in the set against Cake, despite
Yeah.
despite the eventual loss.
I
So
thought
just quick shout out.
that Dry like wasn't planning on taking this game as seriously as he took Rivals 1. He was like I
Yeah,
forget if he ended the number 1 Rano in like RCS season 8. Regardless, he was
I
one of
think
the
he
best in the
did.
world.
Yeah.
Uh, and hadn't had the tournament results in this game until now. And we talked to Cake just after this, before we recorded that interview, where he's like, "Yeah, Durai, he was playing like he wanted it, and that clearly showed." And I want to see more of that next, whenever we get the chance to. I'm not sure what Durai's next event is, but hopefully it's soon.
Yeah, I'll be checking out. Definitely one of the more entertaining. It's just like so sick, such a well-rounded risk-taking player, but it's all calculated, it's all great, it's all love. So love that from Durai. One of the players that I thought went kind of under the radar of this event, but I thought, losing to second and fifth for 17th, that's tough. And we'll get to why ZB was in losers so early a little bit later. But to get back onto the topic of Cake Assault, we can talk about the Stango sets. And Stango
Yeah.
was actually double eliminated by Cake Assault at
Mhm.
this event. But in the first set was a 3-0 for Cake Assault. This set was a hell of a lot closer. Like I said, channeling the inner switch, I thought, on the
Yes.
Zetterburn. Stango was a player that oh my God, that Shine Down Strong. Holy shit. Jesus Christ, this is one of the best Rivals. I'm just gonna call it. It's one of the best
Yeah.
Rivals 2 sets of all
I
time.
have to
already.
agree. So every time we've seen Cake Stango play before this, including the day before at
Yeah.
Genesis, has been kind of a wash. Last time, when was it? Was it Plat Fight where Stango played like just 3 different characters, just trying to see what stuck?
In Grands,
Yeah.
I thought that was Switch, but maybe you're right. It was
No,
definitely one of
it
the
was
two.
Stango.
It was Stango. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
Then yeah,
yeah.
it was a
Because he went to
very
Prague.
close. It was a
Yeah.
very fast grand finals.
It was
Yeah.
insane. But this set was so good. When he hits this parry at the start of the Cake's last stock, like I like got up from my seat. I was like
wave,
ready to
bro.
see Stango Plup grand finals. And I think if there's anyone in this bracket that could have done it, I think it's Stango. But that's just my
Yeah,
my mind theory.
Stango and Plup didn't get to play.
Yeah.
But Stango did beat Rizul, so
Mhm.
that is a point on the map for that theory.
Yeah.
Also, man, Stango, it was just so sick to watch because previously, Stango was kind of this a man of many characters, you know, rocking the
Mhm.
Zetterburn, rocking the Claren for Fleet, rocking the Crag
Yeah.
for other Crags, I think.
I mean, he was playing. Well, he was just maining Crag for a while until
Yeah,
the nurse came, and then he basically has been primary for his
pretty much.
his
Yeah,
Zetterburn since.
Zetter all the way. And I think before this tournament, the impression I got from Stango was that he played the game in a lot of pretty clear cut boxes. Like, okay, I get an opening, now it's my advantage. I'm gonna hit you with the technically best combo, where, like, you know, whether it be, but like I said, I saw shades of Switch in like just the enthusiasm, the tenacity in the gameplay. You know, he really wanted it. He really leveled
Yeah.
up. It's that level of play,
Yeah,
that
it's
that
the
parry is so sick that makes you just be like, damn, he got in there, he was scrapping, he was reversing, he was taking advantages. It was just like, oh man, it's an absolute treat to watch. Makes me very excited for what
he
Stango can offer in the future.
absolutely leveled up, at least on that Sunday. And he also, of course, didn't just beat Cake, but he 3-0'd Marlin,
Right.
which was like not even close.
Right. And we can say Marlin was playing a little bad if we want to talk
Yeah,
about
wrong
Marlin.
game.
Just even like a lot of the things weren't there. You know, had a turned up, had a life game against a Sasha, whatever.
Mhm.
But Marlin,
I mean, honestly, I think even the Sashi game looked pretty sloppy from him.
yeah,
I
would tend to agree.
Given
honestly.
like what we're used to with him, but yeah, he
Right?
did not have the tournament I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah,
going into this.
it's hard to look at like good takeaways when like the story of the tournament for you is underplacement, like losing to Plup, losing to Stango, two players who were super on the up and up. But I mean, you look at Marlin's win, like full stream, super good win, but
Yeah.
you know, kind of expected. B-Bats, another really strong win, both in 3-0 fashion, but kind of expected. It's like Evane, cool, good win, good stuff. Asashi, another really good win. We can talk about Asashi in just a minute, but it wasn't the Marlin that we're used to, which is the Marlin that is running you over, playing every advantage perfectly, recovering with ease, just absolutely running through the opponent to gun for that grand final. So I wouldn't say I'm exactly worried
No.
about how Marlin's gonna do, but you know, it was an underplacement. In fourth is still really good. You know,
Fourth,
but
yeah, it's still good, but I think it's also the fashion that he lost. He lost 3-0s against Plup and Stango, and it like wasn't even like sometimes you get close 3-0s like that Durai Cakes that we were talking about earlier, but this did not feel like the case to me.
No, it did not.
He did say that there were some issues, that he like lost some of his bags and was like feeling sick the whole event, but not himself not trying to John, which could be, you know, at least part of the explanation for the underperformance. But I think you cannot discredit, because of how I think strong his losses were, how good Plup and Stango looked. Like, you cannot discredit them whatsoever.
Yeah, and that might be sort of the one of the like growing pains that Marlon's gonna have to deal with coming back out onto the tournament scene out of the suspension is like these players, Plup and Stango, have leveled up massively, and he just hasn't had the opportunity to really play them before this event. So that's it's one of the things that is a little hiccup, a little thorn in the side. But overall, good tournament from Marlon. Not exactly the placement he was hoping for, or many people expected, but still, like I said, I'm not worried. It's more good stuff to Plup and Stango, if anything.
Yeah, I'd have to definitely agree. You want to talk about Asashi now?
I would love to talk about Asashi. I think Asashi had one of the most legendary runs. I mean, every single, like, we were in the crowd, and like everyone's on Asashi's side for these sets. I watched had some really crazy wins after dropping. Asashi was in my pool. He wasn't in my path, but who was in my path was PK. It was a Loxodon, I want to say.
Crag, I believe.
Crag, I want to say. And
I think Crag's better.
Wait, hold on. Really?
Yeah.
You're right. And got a really early upset in I think the first or second set of day 2 onto Asashi, and from there Asashi had to claw through losers bracket, beating some of the greatest to ever do it in won a game 4 set against Soul Rifle, where Soul Rifle SD'd at the end in classic fashion. But it was a crazy set. Had it one of like another absolute barn burner. One of the sets of the tournament is his set against Rizul, who's the best player in Australia. Came out onto the international scene, came up for Genesis, took some names, and Asashi battled through that with the dual main of the Claren and the Zetterburn. Started out Zetterburn against Maple, but switched over to Claren to take the set, and went Claren. He played against a Raster and losers top 32. The Claren just destroyed. Asashi is like one of the pillars of Claren gameplay in terms of the combo game. I think Asashi's use of up air, back air, and down air are all really creative and super efficient. And those are pretty important moves. So while it did look like against Marlon, the precision wasn't exactly on his side. Like, Marlon was playing super well. You can see us in the background. Asashi had one of the more magical runs of this event, I'd say.
The energy anytime Asashi got just even like a good hit in the crowd on both this set against Beastly and against Marlon on that Sunday, it was just, you could just feel it every single time. The crowd was so on Asashi's side. It was really, really fun just to be there and watch. But yeah, very good stuff. I think this is like the first like top 8 he's really gotten in, right?
Yeah, definitely the best placement so far for Asashi. Definitely the best placement. It had, I mean, I'm just trying to think about other like beat Cake Assault at Riptide, right? Riptide?
I can't remember. I don't remember many of the
he beat Cake
ones.
Assault. He beat Cake Assault with Rano and Claren. Just a talented multi-character sort of player, super hype. Oh man, I love Asashi. I love Asashi so much. It warmed my heart to see this run, to see the Claren going. Even the Zetterburn was very oh man, he plays such a greedy Zetterburn. Like, he's just juggling with Upstrong. It's awesome. It's super dope. So good stuff to Asashi with the 5th place finish, tied with ZB, who honestly, I don't have much to say about ZB for this tournament. It was it took an early loss to Rizul, and then ran it up in losers, taking out Darai and losers, Evil Nardwar, 3-0 to Ion in the Crag Ditto, 3-2 over Elkies for 7th, before eventually falling.
He had
to
a very crazy. He beat, obviously we talked about earlier, beat Darai, also beat Lucius. He had a tough tough bracket and made it all the way to 5th place. You could maybe call it an underperformance. I don't remember who he was seeded.
I think it's fine. He was
But I
definitely
think it's-
seated. He was probably seated like 4th or
I
something.
think he was 4. Yeah. So
He was
maybe
seated
technically
6th. I just checked.
6th.
He was seated
Okay.
6th.
So yeah.
So he placed
that's
his
the
seed.
seeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just took an alternate route, you know?
It was good because like he had a couple underperformances just a few months ago, but he's very much back in the swing of things now, which is obviously good to see.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Elkies, who made her first like top 8 at a Rivals 2 major yet, which is super cool because obviously very historic maple in Rivals 1, or at least has a lot of history in that game. Got second in Rivals 1 at Genesis and made a top 8, which was awesome to see. And sick ass maple cosplay.
Yeah,
was
looked
fire.
great while doing it. Super fire, pulling up in the maple cosplay.
And
It's
Beastly was
good.
the other
I love
7th
when people love
place.
their. Yeah, Beastly just like shout outs Beastly, man. Beastly's an incredibly talented player. Is one of the few players from Ultimate who has come over
Yeah.
and is really holding it down, but just super talented. Is like an all top level player. Is obviously kind of doing like some work. It seems like almost behind the scenes. Like it feels like we haven't seen Beastly make like live in the limelight in Rivals 2 yet,
Yeah.
despite these top 8 placements. 7th at this event, 7th at Let's Make Big Moves, has kind of is just barely missing that juice to take it the extra step to make it to these really pristine sets, losing to Spargo at Let's Make Moves, losing to Asashi here in a very close set. But definitely I did want to give props to Beastly real quick. Just a super good player that goes under a lot of people's radars. Yeah,
Definitely. I think I would love to talk about some of the other even lower places because there's, like I said before, there's a lot of really there's so many good players here. It was an insanely stacked event. Let's at 9th we had Full Stream, Ion, Rezul, and BioBurb at 9th. And Full Stream the set to get into top 8, I believe, here against Elkies, whipped out the Edalus to take at least a game. So those Edalus stocks
I did watch that on the side stream.
Are there. Maybe going up, but only because they were so low before.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, you gotta give it a try.
I don't remember what Ion was seated either. I think, I mean, I know he was pretty high, but he went out at 9th. A little bit of an underperformance, but I think
Ion was seated 4th.
4th, really? Above ZB?
Yeah. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, like we said, like ZB was on the downswing. Ion was sort of on the upswing, I guess. But yeah, lost to Plup and ZB for 9th. That is a respectable lost to 1st and 5th for 9th, you know. Not bad.
And then at 13th, we had Soul Rifle, Evil Nardwar, PK, and B-Bats. Again, very stacked for 13th. And I would love to talk just a little bit more about Soul Rifle. I mentioned earlier, but this set against Plup. So I have my headcanon for this event, or like what I think could have happened. So this set was literally in between. He ran off stage from playing Rivals 1 Winners Finals to go to this setup and immediately play Plup. And he starts the set down 2-0. This is game 5, and he almost runs it all the way back. I think if he wasn't literally in between Rivals 1 sets, there's a chance he wins this. I mean, there's a chance. I think he would be more likely to win this.
That's not crazy to say.
I
honestly.
would highly recommend watching this set. It's got like 298 views, and then like 15 people crowded around the setup at Genesis to watch it.
Oh yeah,
it is.
Those
really,
are the best,
really good.
man. Those were the best.
It's beautiful to watch.
Those are something you don't quite get. I mean, just like small aside, like when I went to SmashCon in 23, Spargo, who was like first seed for the event, ended up getting like 49th. And like, so obviously those matches were so early, they weren't like on stage, on stream. And so he lost to like a Japanese Korin. And I was one of like 5 people who got to see it because no one was fucking watching that. And then I saw this Korin on the victory screen, which just like took a game. And I was like, what's going on here? And so just like that's one of the huge plus sides to tournaments like these is being able to witness some of the small stuff. Like oh my god, it's so funny. I'll bring up like the with Sonic's the best Sonic player in the world, one of the best ultimate players of all time, get counterpick timed out by like a 15-year-old Steve player who counterpicked Pac-Man for the timeout. It's just like just legendary things like this. Just like dozens and dozens of people crowded around the setup watching through phone recordings of phone recordings. It's one of the things that makes these events just so special and so worthwhile.
Beautiful. This is my
yeah.
first. I mean, I went to Wavelength, but it was a very different atmosphere, especially for Rivals.
Super different. Super different.
So getting to experience that, even for like games that like I didn't like necessarily care about. I watched this. Like you guys were all crowd. There was a massive crowd around some old upset that I was watching then through your phone. I think I got a recording of your recording. It was just experiencing that, or like any of the melee upsets, like when Salt beat Josh Man. That was crazy. When Cody almost beat, or sorry, when Junebug almost beat Cody.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. And then
man, shout out Triff or the Aura Wizrobe set.
Yes. I got another thing I gotta say.
Yeah.
So Soul Rifle after this goes on to beat Junebug. And Junebug, you gotta play Crag. Just play Crag.
Yeah, why are you playing Rano?
I'm watching your DK. It will translate. I promise. Please, just play Crag.
He has the same up air shit. He has the same up air shit. It's literally like we know you're trying to make it work because you come from Sheik.
Because you can.
He comes from Sheik in Melee, I guess, as like the top tier that he played, and then you're trying to make the Rana work. And for his credit, like it looks pretty good, it looks pretty solid, but like you just gotta cheese people. You gotta grab him, you gotta put your hands around him, you gotta throw him around.
I would love to watch because I could just picture what Junebug's Crag would look like in this game, and I would love to watch that. I love watching Crag already.
Oh,
ZB Junebug, I am Junebug. Jesus, whatever it is.
Oh my!
It would be great. But
yeah.
With that aside, I think another thing worth noting is Soul Rifle after winning Rivals 1 with his new ABSA and coming, I guess, not the 13th. What did I say? He got 13th. Rivals 1 announced his at least temporary retirement, indefinite retirement, I suppose, from competing, which is pretty sad, especially because I think he could have beat Plup and could have gone a lot further in the tournament had he done so. But it's pretty sad to see. Torif was one of my favorite players to watch. Certainly I remember when I was like we were first getting into Rivals 1. And I remember watching Soul Rifle's Maple with you at like 1 a.m. and we're like, this game is so sick.
Really?
And
I don't remember that. That's awesome.
I remember that very vividly because he looks so good. Genesis last year for Rivals 1 where he beat Cake was also just so good. So it's sad to see him go, especially so early in Rivals 2 life. And as since he got onto the Forsburn has just been looking better and better, I'd say. It hurts my heart.
One of the most iconic pop-offs, of course, I'm talking about is pop-off against Cody Schwab at Plat Fight.
It's where he levitated.
Yeah, it's dude. Like Soul Rifle, he's a one-of-a-kind player. He's a one-of-a-kind talent. Both in R1 and R2. It's sad to see him go. We hope he will return in a better place, in a better mental state. But
I mean, he's
until
like
then,
19.
It's been nice. It's been nice. Good games. Yeah,
he's definitely got plenty of potential.
He got game left in him. Yeah.
He could maybe I don't know. He's going to school or something. I don't really know what he's doing. But maybe
whatever.
Keeps it playing and then comes back in like a year and maybe he'll if he comes back and has some crazy results, that's a great storyline. So maybe he's just doing it for the storyline. Copium.
Yeah, if he comes back, he has a degree and a family and some kids, and they pop off with him. That would be great.
The kids are crowded around the setup. He's playing Plup again off stream.
Yeah. Okay.
I got one more shout out for Genesis here.
Sure.
Well, I guess kind of two. One that I think is fun to talk about is just that the pot with the Orcane skin. This was not even after. This was before the event even. Got to $8,000. I think it maxed out at like $10,000. and therefore had a higher prize pool than Melee or Ult, which is just so cool. I just
Mhm.
love that for the game. And I also want to shout out the Doctor and Dark winning
Oh,
doubles.
dude, for sure.
I remember,
For sure.
so they had some sick stuff. They're two NorCal players. But what I really love about them is Ion mentioned this in the interview I did with him. The Doctor doesn't. He only plays doubles. He won Exodus, the rival or the Project Plus Shadow Major
Mm.
for Genesis. He the next day after winning this, and then he comes in on the Loxodon, which I don't think has many
Man.
similarities to PM Mario. And
It
just
it doesn't. I promise. I
I know.
promise it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So just I think that's very fun that they come in and win this, and then the Doctor doesn't enter singles and goes play it at Guild
Yeah,
House.
man. He's an inspiring player. Like this team as well. It's super sick. Doubles is something that like for the history of Smash and Rivals has always been
This pop off
uh
too.
yeah, it's always been like overshadowed because people enter for singles. Doubles was always kind of an aside. There are very few like static doubles teams that are legendary. One of them is AMSA Axe. I'm just thinking, like, shout outs to those guys. But it's always great to see a team be greater than the sum of their parts. Not that like Armada used to win shit with his brother, and his brother was like a good player, but he wasn't as good as Armada. And like, there's another thing with Dark and the Doctor, because did Dark enter singles?
Yeah, I think he did pretty well. Might have.
It doesn't look like he made
Honestly,
top 32.
Yeah, I think might have got 33rd.
Okay. But but like, yeah, and then a player that doesn't enter singles, to see them come together and play doubles in such a unique way because it's all they play, and it's super inspirational. I remember watching the run and turning to you and being like, yo, we have to make a video on these guys. Like, this is pretty crazy. Because at the time they had no games dropped going into grands, and then I
Yeah,
think
they
the
dropped-
bracket got reset, so
And then
they
they
did
3-0'd.
lose a set, and then they 3-0'd. So yeah,
It was sick.
inspirational players. You're right to shout them out. It was absolutely dope. Like, consider checking out one of the sets to watch the way that the Doctor plays Loxodon in these situations. The awareness is incredible. The way he pilots the character through the lens of just doubles is really nice. It's really cool. Yeah. All right.
All right, so now we've gotten past Genesis, and like the tournament, it was fine.
Yeah.
But the biggest event that's happened in the meantime has to be the Fusion Major.
Dude, fucking...
All right. So you may have seen this on your feeds on X the Everything app, or maybe you haven't. But basically, here's what happened. So there's this local series in New Jersey, just across the Hudson from New York City, that is called Fusion. It's a local, and then Solar Beam, as you see here, it has been decided that this week will be the largest Fusion Rivals event thus far. Every player will be there. Register right now. And we almost went. We almost took the 4-hour drive.
Oh my god, dude! We were the night before. We were in a call, and you were like, "Yo, let's drive to the Fusion Major." And I was like, "It's a 5-hour drive. It's a 5-hour with traffic, which there would have been because it's a Monday. We're going across
and
like
we go at like
4:30
or something.
Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, please." Oh my god. Oh my. And we almost won.
Cheesy, of course. You will go to the You are going to the Fusion Major, and it was stacked.
It's crazy. This
was the seeding. I think a few players DQ'd. I think Switch was there originally, but then DQ'd. Lucius, I don't think was there.
Yeah,
but even still, Cake, B-Bats, Cheesy, Nard, Solar Beam, Toothbrush, Wisp, Lucius, Mr. Watch and Learn. These are all pretty good players for a local.
Yeah.
I mean, for a major. Sorry, for a major.
Christ. Yeah. No, it was crazy. We had a little watch party.
It was a very fun time. Cake Assault took home the gold. Toothbrush beat B-Bats, which is pretty exciting. Just a good tournament overall, and of course, the trophy was nothing to scoff at. Cake got a Rice Krispie treat that had the Fusion 2 major written on it, and then he ate it and threw the wrapper away.
Okay, that's
So
awesome.
great stuff.
It
Great stuff.
is a
Great
sick,
stuff.
yeah. It really is a privilege to be in a community that can just do shit like this. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh man, wish we would have gone out, but then again, no, I don't.
I don't think.
Because
I think
holy,
it probably wouldn't have been worth it. I think we made the right
it's
call.
just what was the thing? It was like it started too late because it started at 8.
Yeah.
If it started at like ideally 6, like maybe there would have been more of an argument for us to leave early and then spend some time there. But we both had work the next day.
Yeah, we would have not gotten home till like 4, probably.
Yeah, like 4 in the morning, and then had to wake up for work. So it ultimately the cards didn't fall just right, but
Nope.
that's the Fusion Major, baby. That's just how
Fusion
it
Major.
goes. This is how it goes. What else do we got to talk about?
We got a
on this
couple events
beautiful
coming
episode?
up. One
The
this
Hungry
week,
Games.
The
Yeah.
Hungry Games.
Okay.
Acebox, after winning Melee at Genesis X2, which was a treat to watch as well,
Oh yeah,
announced
legendary.
he's doing a $1,000 tournament for 5 games. Nasby, Melee, Ult, Rivals, Multiverses.
Yeah.
Soup. I love to I didn't like watch Hungry Box like before Rivals 2, honestly. And I didn't really care for how he played Puff, which I have since changed on my mind on. I think it's beautiful what he does.
Yeah, okay, dude.
But I just have loved seeing him, like the way he gives back to the community with the Coinbox series, and now even without a sponsor, out of his own pocket and the pocket of all the whales in chat donating, putting on tournaments like this, especially for games like Nasby and Multiverses, soon to be RIP. It's super cool. And I think, I'm not sure, I haven't looked at the who's playing in the Rivals.
1,400 attendees across all the games is awesome.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Spargo, Leo.
Spargo, Leo.
This is all
Salt's sick as well. Salt is sick. Cody Schwab.
Yeah. Bats.
Bats.
Stango, Switch.
Stango,
Shadowhawk,
Switch.
Sashi. Ooh, okay.
Oh
so
yeah. Little
It's
Dakpo action.
pretty good. I
Yeah.
thought Marlin had entered. Lucius, Dance to Man. We played in
Lucius,
doubles.
Dance to Man. Shout out Dance to Man.
Visual, Cake. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cake's entered too. So this should be a good tournament.
Yeah. Nog.
Definitely one to watch.
I hope Nog does well. Yeah.
Yeah, some good stuff.
The
And then-
Loxes are starving. Is that ZB?
Yeah, we got ZB as well.
Yeah.
Where should we
Shout out
start?
Yoda
Sego
Cage.
too. Nice.
Yeah, Sego. It would be great if it was
DK.
sorted by, but like they
Yeah.
can't sort it by seed because it's not seeded yet.
Yeah, of course.
So that's just how it goes. The pizza guy.
The pizza
Ooh.
guy represent.
Shout out the pizza guy. Let's go. That's great. That's great. Solar Beam,
Beastly,
Beastly, Mr. Watch and Learn. I mean, yeah, fuck it, right?
Elkies, cheesy.
Cheesy,
There's no way. I mean, I'm just gonna keep scrolling this for a while.
This is great. This is sick. All right.
Max Ketchum.
I'll think.
Yeah, we do have Marlin as well.
Cool.
And then the other tournament coming up end of this month, Battle of BC 7. I know at least Fake Assault's going, I think, or no, that might have been something else I'm thinking of. Let me check the attendees for this. Should be an exciting event, another major.
I'm
that's all
excited.
fun
I actually
events.
didn't know you could sort by event on start. So thank you for
Mr.
letting me
R.
know. Shout out. I haven't seen him in a Rivals event in a while.
Okay. I haven't seen him since.
Is that Ron Gunshoe?
Yup, that's Ron Gunshoe. Pikmon.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Okay.
He's back. Brad's back.
Oh, it's been so.
Yeah,
it's
Cake's
been so
entering.
long.
Oh, this will be a good tournament.
No,
a
yeah,
very
it'll
good
be really
tournament
good.
as well.
Battle BC is
Dolphin Brick.
always good. It's in a great spot, so we get like at least for like all we get a lot of Japanese talent coming over because it's it's a little bit closer. It's an event that has kind of been super prestigious. It's one that we talked about we entertained going to for a little bit. We won't be there,
It's
but
too soon.
yeah, it's just way too soon. It's a quality major. I'm very happy to see it in sort of the mainstay of major events, and to see Rivals 2 coming in so strong is great. We're gonna should we co-stream this? We'll look at the time. We'll have to look at the time, but holy, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be Gengar and Bad.
Too. Nice. I wanted
you
to
skip over and Gengar. That's fine. You just don't really care.
Sorry,
I guess,
whatever,
but he's pretty good. He got like 17th,
good.
I think, at Genesis.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I've seen Dolphin Brick play in this in Rivals 2 at all.
I
So I'm interested
haven't,
to see
no.
what he looks like
Yeah.
now. See the Rivals 2 Arcane.
Yeah.
But we're approaching the end of our show.
Yep.
We got 2 more segments that we always do that I gotta click a bunch of links for. So it's time. It's about time for Gary's gatherings. What the hell? Where'd it go? Where'd the gatherings go? There we go. This is the segment where I just kind of save things I found on Twitter to share with the masses, and I got quite a few this time around just because it's been so long. We've had some fun things to start things off. Let's go over to NBAD player I just mentioned with a brand new invention with Maple. I'm just gonna get
Okay. That's so sick, dude.
Fucking gross, dude.
That's trailer gameplay right there.
That is truly trailer gameplay.
You
Shout
can
out to Terry.
Yeah, if you want to make me really small while we go through this,
I think I'll just shrink us both.
Yeah. I like
to get us out of the way. And then MSB, lovely reaction.
Also, Dan's reply: "How will this affect the legacy of the setup?" He's funny on Twitter, man. He's funny.
Dan's a funny guy.
He's silly
like that,
on
Dan.
Twitter.
What do we got next? Oh, this is just a nice a pixel art that this person's been doing like pixel art renditions of the Rivals 2 cast in their new designs, comparing them to the Rivals 1. Good one for Edless, which I really like. I think it looks so cool. Makes Rivals 1 Edless look really like dumb, to be honest.
A lot of the designs
looks just like a silly little guy.
Like looking back at Rivals 1, Crag is like, oh my god, he's such a baby,
and he's so small. Verano's,
he's
I don't know if Verano's
baby.
they're like the same size. It's crazy.
Everyone, yeah.
Maple and Zetterburn as well, looking great. Very, very good stuff. Then we got, this was just after Edless released, LP with the brand new, the confirm is unfamiliar. Let me just run that back real quick for you.
Yeah, that up B
and a shield down B,
baby. Let's go.
Lovely.
It's
and
hilarious.
you think Edless is bad. He is. Then we got Zach with a Q winning Frosty Frosting's doubles. I think the end of this was something pretty sick. Or I don't remember. It's a longer clip.
The tech roll or
there was some sick stuff that they pulled off at this tournament. Just very cool. Big fan of Zach, fellow Crag or Kane Force.
Or Kane Force brand player.
Blue team now has a chance to really take a
strong. So they're gonna clean up the Zetterburn with the back air.
Or even just take the stock.
I think it might have been earlier. Oh, I remember. I remember what it is. Oh, yep, it's right here.
Awareness to catch that.
Where so Orkane gets hit up with the up smash and the back air,
Back
and
air,
then so sick.
Awareness.
So sick.
Wait, go to the very end. The very end, because all the replies are saying, "Holy shit, that ended."
Get through from both opponents. Oh my gosh. Oh
yeah.
Hello, goodbye. Game 5.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Super nice. Dope.
What's this next one? Oh, this was just Ion kind of doing Ion things at the bottom left of your screen here. It's kind of the grabs. It's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know. Not yet. 3.
Still not enough.
4.
Still not enough.
5. 6.
That's just so fucked up. I hate when they grab me on the pillar out there. It's so unfair. It's so fucked. Oh my god. But yeah.
Messed up.
Billy
this was after Stango's donning his title.
You got it?
I got it. We're here.
Save for the world. Who am I?
It's Daddy's Zetter.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Daddy's Zetter.
They're so drunk. It's fantastic.
Shout out Guildhouse.
Shout out Guildhouse. Here we got the first ever Maple Olympics, the first event hosted by Elky. With some competitions for Maple players. The first we got jump rope.
Yeah.
Like 155 short hops over down tilt in a row. That just got to take a lot of determination, honestly.
Yeah.
And then the new event is we'll just play it.
The trapeze. Yeah. I wonder, is it like legit random?
I don't know. It feels like you stay relatively close, but then you do shit like that.
Yeah.
Like how?
Yeah, you just like, yeah, I don't know.
I would love to see more people
It
trying
probably,
this.
I wonder if it depends on like sub-pixel positioning. Like, I'm not gonna lie. You know, some like
Maybe.
real Mario speedrun shit. I don't know.
I,
But
I do not know.
seems super cool.
Very cool. And those are all my gatherings,
Cool.
which means it's time for everyone's favorite segment.
It's time for everyone's favorite
It's
segment. That
time.
will be
For Mentor's Monthly.
Mentor's Monthly Medal. Mentor's Monthly Medal. Mentor's Monthly Medal. Woo, woo, woo. Okay.
I love medals.
It's really hard in a lot of these situations not to just give it to the winner. So it's not going to Plup. It's not going to Cake. It's not going to Stego. It's not going to Marlon. Mentor's Monthly Medal. Mentor's Monthly Medal. I forgot about this segment, bro.
How?
Like I didn't
It's
named
named
even
after you.
I didn't even I did Mentor's Monthly Medal. Mentor's Monthly Medal. Okay. Mentor's Monthly Medal this month is going to go to Vibe. It's going to Vibe. It's going to Vibe.
Ooh,
It's going to
I like
Vibe.
the vibe. Congratulations, Vibe.
Congratulations, Vibe. He's one of the hardest grinders out there at the young age of 16. He's someone that I first was exposed to a few months ago in Rungunchu's chat. They were talking about, you know, Claire and shit. And he was talking a big game. He was like, yeah, like I'm super good, but you know, I'm super young. I got to get there. I'm like, this guy's talking a lot of talk. Let me check it out. I watched some of the sets. Jesus Christ. This guy is moving like no other Claren I've ever seen before. He's someone that will crop up in all these little spots. You'll see him lurking in a bunch of Twitch chats. You'll see him playing sessions with your favorite players, beating them, going toe to toe. Someone who hasn't really seen the big stage yet, but is going to very soon. He's going to hit fall. He's going to full bloom.
Nice.
He's going to Riptide, I want to say, are those three big events. And I expect him genuinely to be in contention to win those events.
Right.
Not pressed. Like if this clip finds its way back to you, man, hey, no pressure. But I'm a really big fan of the grind, of the effort. Getting a lot of coaching from Rungunchu, Marlon, Zeke, some of these absolute pillars of the community, and is so young too, has so much room to grow. Has some online set wins against has a win on BioBurb online, has a win on I want to say has a win on Zeus, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But regardless, I'm just like, I'm thinking about players that have stood out. I'm thinking this guy's someone to look out for. This is again, you have your ear to the ground. If you're here at Wrong Street Esports, you got your ear to the ground. Look out for this Vibe guy. He will be a top 5 player, like eventually, if not like later this year. The grind, the worth ethic is really admirable. It's something that I think that is kind of a joke in Ultimate and Melee, is like, if you're in high school and you're unemployed, you have such a leg up because you just get to play all the time compared to people who are, you know, employed and in college, or like have like a full-time real life job. And he's making damn good use of that time, that youth. So shout outs to Vibe. Take your damn medal, go win some more. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
And may I just say, the
Yeah.
Claren bias is crazy. The Claren bias is crazy.
No, dude, he's a Maple player, dude. You saw he won the
Maple Olympics?
Maple Olympics.
I guess so.
He's a Maple player, clearly. So
Clearly.
I will admit, it's because like I be talking to him in the Claren Discord all the time. He'd be sharing clips and replays and knowledge. He's always around to grind, but like genuinely, he's one of the up and comers.
Yeah.
He's one of the grinders.
I was just giving you some guff.
Yeah, okay. I was just giving me a little bit of guff.
But
But
we're gonna do something new. We're going back to Gary's gatherings
yeah, we found another gathering.
because I found, well, there are two. One I couldn't really find. I could probably find a good clip from it actually. So stall some more. Talk about fucking Claren or whatever.
Oh
What's your
my
favorite
God, dude.
hitbox?
Claren is so sick, dude. I've been really into the back hit of fair tipper hitbox because if you haven't seen the hitbox, it's 1-2, right? It's 2 swings. The first swing is on the bottom of the sword, like the bottom of the sword, and the second swing is on the top of the sword. And both of them have a tipper hitbox that's actually way behind Claren's collision box. So it lets you do a lot of, hold on, let me send it. We're going to do another gathering. I have a clip actually.
Yep, okay.
I'm going to send to you. We're going to have another
Sure,
gathering.
sure.
Are you ready yet with yours?
Just about.
Okay, hold on. Your clips. Share, copy.
Okay. Should I do my gatherings now?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. First, shouts out to Zeus the Goose for completing all his secondaries to masters and playing the Crag run, which was like at like 200 ping with the Wheel of Punishments, and then playing in Ion's birthday tournament, where he had to play on California servers. Or sorry, he got second. Yeah. Did I say winning? He got second. Ion
He
won.
got second.
Um,
good stuff.
very, very fun stuff. Good for him. Although, so I was playing Among Us with Zeke and Zeus was there, and he was always sussing me, and I didn't appreciate it. So
that's low key fuck.
So
that's
so
actually.
Zeus,
oh my God.
We also had the Superior Cali Rivals 2 Invitational, the kitchen, which was very, very Summit vibes. I watched a bit of this, and a very stacked region. Like Sophie, Elkies, Ion, Saber. I think Reasonable
some talent there
is located there now. I want to find. They had some segments on the dang couch. Here we go. Just as it was very good vibes. I tuned in for bits and bobs of this. It was a very fun watch. So shout outs to Superior California Rivals 2, which is just the northernmost. It's not they're not calling themselves the best, which is hard to wrap my head around, but you know.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Pull up the clip I assume real quick.
Pulling up the clip.
It's just so funny. It's just so funny. It's just so funny. It's just such a sick hitbox. It's just such a dude. It's like, oh my God. Oh. It's hard, but it's definitely my favorite hitbox right now. Is this
Glad I asked.
Tipper? Yeah.
New,
you are glad you asked. I already sent this to you, so
you already did, but it's good to share that bottom. It's awesome.
it's awesome.
Maybe he'll pull it out at Battle of BC.
Oh man, I love Clarence so much. But okay.
think
was that it? We're good.
I think with that, we're freaking out of here.
Oh, that's gonna do it for the DashBack episode 6. Go ahead and subscribe. We got the vlog that just came out. We got some videos talking about Genesis. Garrett's working on a video right now that will be up in the coming days. We got some interviews that we did in person that are going to be shorts. Yeah, it's we're gonna have some co-streams hopefully at Battle BC. We're gonna try to get out to some more events. We've got Riptide in our sites. We've got Gommel in our sites.
Yep.
There's a fucking 3% chance we're gonna be at Evo, but you know we'll see about that.
Collision.
Let's get to it. Oh, Collision. Yeah, Collision is a big one. That's high up on the list. We're definitely going to Collision. Cool. That's gonna do it. Yeah.
Gonna do it. Thanks everybody for watching, and then
so
go watch another video if you're so inclined. Goodbye.
Bye.